Hey guys, Latios here, back with another episode of the Skill Issue Podcast. Even more Splatoon 3 news has come out since the last time, and we're here to break it all down. I'm joined by David, my co-host, as always, and today we are joined by Roundy, a fellow competitive player and Splatoon tournament organizer. So first off, Roundy, since this is your first time on the show, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, as you said, I'm a competitive player. Have mostly been playing on and off for all of Splatoon 2's lifespan. Didn't play Splat 1 competitive really at all. I'd say like skill wise, or I'm like mid level with you two probably. I whatever the audience believes that to be. And in terms of like tournament organizing, like I do a lot of stuff with IPL, and I also run Bad Ideas Only, which is like a series of gimmick tournaments. So we're going to be continuing that into Splatoon 3. We're probably going to do a Reef Sliders only tournament sometime in September. So that should be fun for all three weapons that got Reef Slider. And yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty much it.
Petros are going to be meta in that tournament. Oh my gosh. So, what have you guys been most excited about with Splatoon 3? Like, is it are you most excited to try out some of the new weapons? You just want to do some scrims on a game that isn't as, or, what's your, what are you most excited for?
Go ahead, Randy.
Oh yeah, I'm mostly excited for like the new weapon kits and that. There's I don't know, there isn't it's weird. We'll get into it later. There isn't like one weapon I'm really excited about, but there's like probably 15 I could see myself playing at the very least. So I'm just most of
Wow.
them are in the test fire too, so I'm just going to be really excited for Saturday to just get my hands on all of them and figure out what works and what doesn't. Since it feels like we've been playing the same like six weapons the last 2 years, so I'm just excited for a game with more than six.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I feel like this part of the game where nothing has 10 missiles will be the best part.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once and if only a couple weapons have it, it's okay. But like I'm very excited for what seems like better special design, and I'm very upset that they brought one of the ones first team back. But I'm excited for better specials.
Well, the good news is there going to be patches, so if it's really busted, then I'm sure they're going to do something about it. So, I mean, for me, I just want to try out all the new movement techs because it just looks way smooth compared to Splatoon 2. And especially as someone who played Smash, like doing all those crazy movement inputs is, I don't know, like I just find that super fun. And that's never really something you've been able to do in Splatoon 2 because strafing's it's kind of easy. It's kind of boring. There's not a whole lot to it. So having a lot of new techs, I think is gonna be really cool. I guess that's what I'm most excited for. But I also want to try out some of the new kits. Like obviously the V-Shot kit looks amazing, and I want to try that. But I also want to try out like probably the Splash with the Crab Tank too, or maybe the V Pro even. I feel like I could see myself using. So probably gonna stick to the same general class of weapons. But I'm definitely excited to try out some of the new kits.
Yeah.
So I think we should get into the first segment, which would be the new movement mechanics in Splatoon. So in the demo, people discovered a whole bunch of new techs. You can cancel your momentum. You can jump off walls. You can, what else can you do? There's a new tech where you can squid roll forwards even. Like they discovered a lot of stuff like straight away. So I guess like the one thing that I wanted to talk about regarding these is like what weapons do you feel like are going to benefit the most from these, and which weapons do you think may be potentially harmed by the fact that there's so many movement options in the game?
Going off the squid roll forward thing, like that's the main tech I've been messing with in the testing room or
Yeah.
demo
The
area.
demo? Yeah.
But yeah, I think like I don't really know what it benefits, but it feels like it definitely is made to screw over chargers and bows. Just because I'm
Yeah.
just like thinking if you keep doing the squid roll forward, they say the invincibility gets worse on each squid roll, but like it takes a while for that to actually have like a meaningful impact on it. It seems.
Yeah, it
Um, so I'm just like, if you're a charger and someone's just squid rolling at you, like I think like good chargers will be able to like find the small window in between rolls to hit you, but it just seems really obnoxious to deal with, like as a beginning charger player in this game.
Yeah, it seems like it's way more annoying to deal with than dualies for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like short range non-shooters are like gonna be better just because they actually have a way to get to you. Like close a gap and can actually just shoot you because shooters just can paint over you and strafe away. But now blasters and like rollers and stuff have the same option, I guess. It's just in a different way.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'd say
think
like Blaster, Roller, and Bucket are like the classes probably I see getting the most out of this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how it'll work on Brella because, like, I was thinking earlier, it kind of feels like it'd be a nerf to Brella just because Brella kind of takes so long in between its shots and like it already relies on its shield for like the survivability. So I just feel like this makes the Brella, like, say you're a shot fighting a Brella player, I feel like the squid roll benefits the shot a lot more than it does the Brella. We'll see.
well, that's interesting because Chara in his video he said that he thinks it's gonna make Brella busted.
Oh, I'd have to watch that then.
I guess Brella would be more survivable, I guess, because if you start getting low on your shield, you can squid roll, give it some time to regen, maybe shoot once and put it back up. And so like, okay, you took like 70 damage in that process, but like you're still alive again. You have another cycle of your shield and squid roll. And maybe you'll heal by then. Like you can do that like 3 times before enough cumulative damage has killed you. And it's like, okay, I just tanked like 400 damage.
Yeah, I guess it'll just depends. I haven't played Brella in a while, but I guess it just depends on how much lag there is on its shots because I'm just imagining you're still two shotting everybody, maybe three shotting now because if you hit a squid roll or something, it's going to be obnoxious. Um,
Yeah,
but like I just feel like the down frames from like Umbrella taking a shot and like being stuck in place is going to hurt it. But we did see like stuff I think on Kiver's Twitter where you can like side roll and keep your and then jump and keep your momentum while shooting. So I
yeah.
think like that for like a blaster or potentially umbrella could be huge.
I
Yeah.
think because in Splatoon 2, one of the things that I didn't like is just it just felt like ranged weapons had way too big of an advantage. Like if you're like I mean if you're fighting against a K Pro or a Jet Sculpture or a Nautilus or a CDS and you're like, you know, you're like a splatter shot or a tri slosher or something, it just feels like you don't have any options to actually approach them unless they literally don't know you're there, then there's not really a way you can actually get in because they just like I feel like the difference in kill time versus like from a long range to a short range weapon isn't enough to compensate for the range difference sometimes. So I think this gives short range weapons a big advantage in that they have an option to be able to close that gap without while also giving themselves like a window where they can't just be pre-fired for trying to approach.
Yeah.
Like it'll be kind of similar to how like N parries was able to do that in when it was meta in Splat 2, except it'll be even better this time because you could still pre-fire it even if they were double rolled into you, you can still pre-fire it. So especially like I mean I know I'm biased because I'm a Splattershot player, but I still feel like it's gonna make the game a lot more balanced because the MPU range weapons were just it was kind of ridiculous to try and deal with as a short range weapon sometimes.
Yeah. I think that's also just the reason like why missiles and armor became so prevalent, especially missiles, just because like you aren't going to beat them with your main weapon, and like all the short range main weapons get missiles, so like you might as well just overwhelm them with that. So now at least your like
Yeah,
mid range counterplay is like something you have on hand all the time, and also requires skill.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Because I feel like the short range weapons in Splat 2 were kind of just I know I talked about this I think in another video we did, but it feels like they gave a lot of weapon like the distribution of the specials was a little bit weird because they gave short range weapons missiles and then they gave long range weapons some long range weapons had like inkjet and baller and it just didn't really make any sense. So I think that in conjunction with the fact that you have more movement is going to make it a lot it's going to reward actually being like a mechanically skilled player that uses like a skill based special rather than 10 of missiles or something like that.
Mhm.
I am kind of curious though because I feel like I'm surprised you guys didn't mention Dynamo because if you think about it, doesn't it feel like the squid roll could just totally invalidate the Dynamo? Because I mean, you know exactly when its flick is going to come out. Couldn't you just roll through it every time they flick? Like, I mean, what's a Dynamo player going to do about that?
Probably. I don't know. Dynamo.
Forgot.
It's been so long since
Yeah,
I've
I
like
literally
had to worry.
forgot
I
Dynamo.
forgot that weapon was in the game.
Yeah.
To be
That's
I
honest.
fair. That's
definitely
fair to
just
be
forgot.
honest. Yeah.
I don't
Because
know. I don't know what they could do to make Dynamo good again. It
I
just kind
mean,
of feels like
Not that I care, but it's just I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, it
it's
might
just way too
also.
easy.
I'm also wondering, like, in that similar vein, Explo, how that would fare with squid rolls, because
I'm
I
also
feel like the area of effect, like, even if you tank the damage, you're going to be landing in Explo paint. So, like, I don't know. I feel like you just get shot at again because you're going to lose your momentum. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
I feel like it might hurt Blob too a lot because if you're like in a situation
Yeah,
where you have no option to be able to get out of it, you just squid roll away, and it's like they can't do anything about it.
And then it bounces off of a wall behind you and still hits you somehow.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be plenty of that, but
Yeah. What about the squid? What is it called? The burst, where you go up?
the
squid
surge. Yeah,
surge,
Or surge,
I
yeah.
think it's terrible. It looks really stupid. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's good if you use intensify action, but it looks really I don't know. It just looks bad to me.
I think you can like cancel it while you're on the wall and like still carry the momentum. Because I saw people who would like squid surge and then like cancel it, but they'd still peek above the wall, and you're able to throw a bomb or shoot out a couple shots to like pressure whoever's on the ledge. So
I
I
guess
think
that's
it's going to be
true.
pretty niche, like where it's actually useful. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could do that. You can do that just by swimming up the wall, though. Like, I mean, you
yeah,
don't. If you want to peek with the bomb, you can just. If you time it right, you can just do it with swimming.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal, but it's at least something.
I don't either, but I mean, I think the one thing that I do think is cool about it though is there's mix-ups with how you climb up a ledge now, because before it
Yeah,
was just like you just jump up the ledge and then you either throw a bomb and shark behind the wall again, or you pop back up and jump up and shoot him. But now you have like you can do the ledge cancel still like you could in Splatoon 2, but you can also go a lot higher than you would with a normal jump. So it makes it a little bit harder for the enemy to cover those options. So makes it a little bit it gives the person with high ground a little bit less advantage, but I think which I think is good because if you're just in Splatoon 2, if you're just on high ground above a wall, you can just kind of pre-fire it, and the enemy doesn't really have any options. So I think at least from that perspective, it'll be good. But at the same time, I don't think it's gonna be like. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still shoot it pretty easily. Like the invincibility isn't that much on it, right? Like it doesn't. If does it even have invincibility at all?
I didn't. I've never seen anyone get shot
yeah, I'd have to rewatch
in
the
it.
trailer. It has doesn't it have the animation though that Squidroll has, like the kind of flashing
Yeah,
thing?
it has the
It
same thing.
does,
Every
but I don't.
commercial or like trailer or product that like shows off the invincibility is never with the surge. It's with the like back and forth
Yeah.
wall.
Well, and the
Hmm.
thing is, like, I'm wondering if the invincibility is there, is just by the time you actually go up the wall, it's gone already, or something like that. Because that could,
Yeah.
because if that's the case, then there's not really much of a point to it. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to test it out. But definitely not as interesting as the squid roll, I don't think. Because the way they advertised it, it made it look like you were just gonna be able to jump like 50 feet in the air and just direct people instantly with a blaster. But I don't really think it's gonna be that game changing.
Yeah, it mostly looks like it's a thing there just for casuals to be flashy with, but I might eat my words.
Yeah.
It might be useful, but
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm sure. I mean, there's people have already discovered a bunch of techs. So I mean,
yeah,
I feel like. What about the wall jump? Because I feel like the wall jump. Now maybe they designed maps to prevent this, but I feel like wouldn't that let you access places that you wouldn't be able to access in other games? Just because, like, if you got two surfaces close together, you could just hop between them. Because you can do 4 squid rolls in a row. Just wall jump up it. Like,
Mhm. Well,
do you mean
first off,
like
I don't think we know if we
Squidroll
can.
off a wall to get extra height?
yeah, like
Because
because
I
when
think
you
that's
squid
what I've seen.
because when you
Yeah.
squid roll off a wall, you go up slightly, and if there's another wall next to it that's close enough, then you can just like do it repeatedly and gain height doing that.
I'm trying. I think you're right that like you could do that, but I'm just trying to think like what maps in Splatoon 2
That's
would
what
even
I'm
have
trying
Yeah.
to
two
think.
walls close enough
There
together.
might not be any situation where it's actually useful, but I feel like it's going to be more useful if you're like trying to run away from somebody and then you run into a wall and you don't really have any options, so then you can just hop up the wall and then
Yeah,
you give yourself some invincibility and also make it harder for your opponent to hit you while you're going off the wall. I feel like that's how people are going to use it mostly because I mean, because it's a big commitment to just go up a wall in mid fight. So I don't think it's like something that'll be used in like a normal 1v1. But if you're like backed into a corner, then I think it's a good option to give yourself a chance at least.
Yeah, I've also seen like clips of chargers in the testing room like jumping off the wall just to get extra height, and then like you can store your charge in
Yep.
the wall. So like I think for a charger or not, that could be kind of useful in like certain parts of the map. But you kind of it's like more of a I'm getting rushed down. This is like a way to get some height and maybe change the fight.
Yeah.
And I also think so the momentum canceling too, so that so basically you can start a squid roll and then if you start shooting immediately out of the squid roll, then it doesn't actually count as a squid roll, but you still get the slight boost from it. So it's like I think it'll make jumping and shooting a lot better because in this game, if you jump and shoot, you carry your momentum. It's a lot more predictable. But now you can mix it up a little bit because you can squid roll like right before you jump, and now that opponent's got to guess which way you're gonna jump or react to it. So it's gonna make jumping and shooting a lot harder to hit, I think. Especially if you've got like, especially if blaster RNG is actually better, like people say it is, then it's gonna be so hard to deal with blasters if they can just if you know they're gonna jump, but you don't know which way they're gonna jump, and they're gonna have good to perfect RNG on every shot.
Yeah. Did you see there's like a way to squid roll forward consistently better than what we found yesterday, where it was like it's basically a half circle back
Yeah, I did
and
see
then a
that.
Yeah.
forward.
I
When
think
you were talking about
mine
fighting games
made it better.
earlier, it kind of reminds me of that. Like I was doing it this morning. It's like I think people will have it pretty consistently at like high level.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't, it's pretty satisfying to do like just quarter circle stuff.
Yeah.
that's the type of thing that I think short range is gonna really benefit from because it's
Yeah,
like and it's like an invincible dually roll forwards basically.
Hmm.
And I think it'll be like because I know like the long range, if you're trying to approach someone, like yeah they can roll back, but they got to start a swim before they do that. So it's not like so if they commit to doing that, it's like they're not going to be able to just back up and abuse their range for free. So not like in Splat 2 where if you rush a K Pro, they can just back up and there's nothing that you can do about it. And they have a faster kill time than you, so what are you going to do?
Yeah. So did you want to move on to the kits, or is there anything else about like the the short like little tutorial demo that you guys noticed or saw?
I mean, I guess like not specifically from the demo, I guess just in general, it's I think I'm really excited about the movement options just because it gives us a way to it kind of I feel I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it widens the skill gap, I think is a good word for it.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to just like the movement options in Splatoon 2 are super easy, but the inputs in this game, you can get it consistently, but it's not nearly as easy as it is in Splat 2. Like if you're just starting out, you're not gonna be able to do these. So I think it rewards having like good mechanical skill and being able to do these inputs and knowing when to do these inputs. So it gives people another way to differentiate themselves besides just, oh, I used missiles at the correct time. Oh, I'm so good at this game. I held ZR for
yeah.
15 seconds.
I just think like the way movement will probably look slightly different even between like players at top level. I think is pretty exciting, just
Yeah,
from a spectator's
exactly.
perspective as well.
It'll give them like a unique personality, kind of like how it is in other games and like sports in the real world. You know, everyone's got like their own signature thing that they like to do. It's like
Right.
in Splat 2, you didn't really have that. But in this game, you know, like maybe one player likes to do it a certain kind of strafe that another player doesn't like to do, or something like that, you know?
Mm. Yeah, definitely. I think the plaza was really nice and I really enjoyed it. And it was really funny that like I was in there for like the first like 5 minutes that NA had it, and the first several posts were just Among Us.
Among Us, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. Plaza is like at the beginning of Splatoon 2 was so funny. Like I feel like every 3 days there was like a new meme taking over the plaza, and like I'd say most of the time they were actually kind of funny, like despite what they usually are.
There were, do you guys remember at the beginning of Splat 2 that one guy who would post like, he was like simping for Cali like every day and he would have a new post? Do you guys remember that?
That rings
Yeah,
a bell.
like bring her back, bring her back.
I just
Yeah.
remember like at the beginning of Splatoon 2, probably my favorite plaza post ever was like a really detailed like pixel by pixel picture of the girl from Lazy Town, and it was like don't get cooked by the book instead of like don't get cooked, stay off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were like a lot of other funny trends in the plaza, so excited what the Splatoon redditors think of this time.
I think it's cool how for the first time in Splatoon history we have a plaza where you might actually get lost when you go in it the first time. Because Splat 2, Splat 1, it was pretty basic. You know, everything's just. But now you have little nooks and crannies that aren't necessarily functional, but it's just cool to be able to walk around and the fact that they fleshed out this whole area.
Yeah, I was walking around and I found like this back alley. I'm like, what? There's literally
I
nothing.
know,
What's going on over here? I
yeah,
was
that's what
like,
I'm. There's a back alley and you walk through it and then you get to like this really cool waterfall.
yeah. And it feels like there's certain so many places that like could be a thing. It's like, oh, is this gonna be like a DLC
Yeah,
area or like
exactly.
another story mode or like what is all this? Like, is this gonna unlock sometime soon? It looks like the place is under construction and new things are being built. And like they could totally just add something new if they wanted.
Exactly. There's a lot of options. Like, there's just a bunch of storefronts they could use for whatever. Maybe they could add like a new store for. I mean, I don't even know what they would do, but they could add like a new story mode, or if they maybe they do add apartments at some point. I doubt it, but they could. I don't know. They have
I
so much
They're
space in the
adding
plaza.
apartments. I don't think that's happening.
I
Yeah.
don't think it is, but they have so much space. They might as well do something with it.
They add apartments, it's literally going to be the exact same thing as a locker, except just like twice as big.
I know.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, unless they made it so that you could like the ghost thing in the training room, like you could have another person as a ghost in your apartment.
That'd be kind of
But
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
I don't know if they would do it though. They might just be like, whatever, go play Animal Crossing.
I mean, yeah, that's
That's
because
that's what I want to tell
well,
these apartment
they're not
people.
gonna
Like, have
cannibalize
it.
their own game. It's the same dev teams. They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So do we wanna get to the kits?
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So how we're gonna do the kits is I'm gonna say the name of the weapon, the kit that we know of. There's I think I counted like we know like 40 of them right now. And so obviously not all of them are in the game right now. But like they're basically there. We have the data, and so I'm gonna give you the kit or the weapon. It's sub and it's special. And then we all say either good or bad. There's no like in between. There's no you gotta pick a side if it's good or bad. And then if we disagree, we can talk about it for like 1 or 2 minutes. But it's meant to be like a speed round. We just basically all just give our opinion as fast as possible because there's a lot of them and I think it's good. Okay. So first one is Sploosh-O-Matic with Curling Bomb and Ultra Stamp.
I think that's good. I really like that.
Um, yeah, I'll go. Like, are we talking about is the weapon itself going to be good, or is the kit good for the weapon?
Oh, that's true.
The weapon itself with its kit.
I'm
I'll just go
just
bad, just because I'm gonna try to get split at 50-50 between good and bad, but because like this is
okay.
probably the one of the best split kits Sploosh can get, but like I think
Yeah.
Sploosh really needs a lethal to be great, and like sure it's gonna be a good Rainmaker pick, but like mini exists. I don't know. Sploosh is definitely it's gonna have niches, but like I have to put
Yeah.
something in bad, and I'm gonna put Sploosh in bad.
I mean, I don't think Ultra Stamp is all that good of a special either. I just think it fits well with Sploosh as a main weapon.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is an intelligently made kit. I just feel like
Yeah.
Sploosh is still gonna kind of struggle, but I think that's the point of the weapon to be kind of a niche thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Splattershot Junior, Splat Bomb, and Big Bubbler.
Um, I mean, it has a splat bomb, so I don't think I can say this is bad, to be honest. As long
Yeah,
as
I'll go good with this one. I don't think it's like crazy gonna be insane because like I don't know. Is this like the only bubbler weapon that like actually has decent like pain output? Let me.
Uh,
I don't.
mm,
It
I,
might be.
yeah, because like I think it was like Blaster, Roller, and like yeah,
Yeah, there was.
Swiffer.
It was V
Yeah,
Blaster was the
Rift.
other one that had it. I don't remember what the other ones were.
yeah. So I think if
Yeah.
like using bubble supportively instead of like selfishly is gonna be like a big thing in this game, then Junior's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I don't. I think without the big ink tank, the weapon hurts a lot
Oh, wait,
though. So
it doesn't have a big ink tank.
as far as I can tell, it doesn't, which
Dang.
like I think if it had big ink tag, like I'm saying this is a top tier, but without it, I'm
Yeah.
very less confident.
That's weird they would take that out. I feel like that's something they did and they're just
Get the
making a
better out of
staple.
back end. I don't know though.
I mean, it does
Maybe
seem
they're like,
like it kind of does seem like Junior's thing now, but I don't know.
yeah. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna run like 3 main sub saver and get the double bomb anyway if I play this. So
Yeah,
honestly.
that's true. It gets 180p, so it's not like you need to run special charge.
wait, it does?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 180.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, this is good then.
Yeah. So Splash-O-Matic, Burst Bomb, Crab Tank. It's 200p for the Crab Tank.
Yeah, that's really
I
good.
think this is good.
I'm definitely gonna try to play this when the game comes out.
Yeah, this is like all pretty much every shooter friend I've asked said that, like Splash is probably gonna be their go-to day one.
All right. Aerospray MG, Fizzy Bomb Reef Slider, 200p.
Ugh, I mean, I don't think I like this one. I don't know,
I'm
man.
gonna. I don't think it's like I think it's in the middle. Like I don't think it's bad as other people say, but like I don't know. I think giving something that already has crazy paint, short range, a fizzy bomb, like I don't know. I think it depends how the meta goes because like I think it'll be used or like have a use, but not because it's good, just because I think so many people like of the first 2 months are gonna be wanting to play like
The Reef Slider.
Hyperfeed Slosher, Hyperfeed Tetra, and like
Yeah.
it's who's gonna paint the map? Like NZAP probably will be the answer, but like
I mean,
Aerospray is there as well, and like
this
I
is
want to believe in it, but it's probably not gonna be good.
this is just Splat 2 Gold Aerospray all over again. That's literally what this is. It's not actually good, but it will be good because there's nothing else at launch. I
Yeah,
don't like Fizzy on a weapon. I would say Arrow probably is the best painting weapon in the whole game, and it's like you're giving the best painting sub to the best painting weapon. That just seems kind of redundant. Like you're not really helping yourself out with that one. And the Reef Slider, I feel like is, I mean, yeah, you can spam it on the zone, but I mean, it's just another paint spam thing. I
like
think they're
I
gonna.
think people might be running this alongside a machine, and like I think that's like not only does it combo with the machine or the bucket, like whatever you're partnering it with, but like I just think something more mobile with the Fizzy Bomb could be pretty big, like as a support in this game. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna try to play it, but like I'm not expecting anything huge out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Splattershot, Suction Bomb, Trizuka, 200p.
I mean, I think this is really good. I mean, I think they could have given it Splat Bomb, but Suction Bomb's great too. I have no complaints about this.
Yeah, this was good in Splatoon 1. I feel like it'll be good in this game too.
Yeah.
Okay. 52 Gal, Splash Wall, Killer Whale 5.1, 200p.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's
good in
good.
Splatoon 2. It'll be good in this game. I don't know. I think Killer Whale has potential to be like a top 3 special, so I'm really concerned about this one.
Yeah.
Okay. NZAP 85, Suction Bomb, Tacticooler.
Oh, that's like top tier for sure.
I think Tacticooler is overrated, but like I'll probably eat those words eventually. But like I think this is by far the best Tacticooler weapon, so like I can't call it bad.
Okay. Splattershot Pro, Angle Shooter, Crab Tank, 200p.
I mean, Crab Tank I think is so good on it, but the angle shooter is just really disappointing. I don't know.
I think the weapon's usable. Like I don't think it's bad, but I'm gonna say like it's gonna be bad or like not get much use outside of like diehard K Pro players. Just
Yeah.
because like there's 3 other front lines or like Slayerish weapons with Grab Tank. They all paint better than this. L3 kind of has the range and better sub.
Yeah.
Splash exists, and Dooley's like
Splash Paint's way better too than
yeah. It's also like without MPU, this gets hurt, and like so I guess the other 3, all 4 of these are MPU weapons, but like Dooley's benefit a lot from MPU not being there. So
I think
I just think
K-Fro
if you're
benefits. I think K-Fro is hurt a lot more by the lack of MPU than Splash is.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I just think like it's competing with 3 other weapons for that are all pretty good for like a small niche.
Yeah, and that all have better subs than it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going with bad?
I would say.
Dude is like gonna get 30 kills like per game on stream with this. Like the first months of
I
the
j-
game, but
I
like
just feel like there's gonna be
Yeah.
better
I put it in
alternatives.
bad because something has to be in bad.
All right. 96 gal sprinkler ink vac 200.
Uh, I mean, InkVac seems okay. I don't love this too much, but
Oh, I really like this kit as a support. I just hate 96 as a main weapon, but I think it's good. I just wish it wasn't on literally any other main weapon.
Okay.
I guess that's fair. I mean, I just feel like the sprinkler is. I just feel like the sprinkler doesn't do that much for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like 96 in this game is fine. Like, and it has sprinklers at sub. Like, it could be better, but like, I think InkVac might be such a good special day one that it'll carry it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good support with the InkVac for sure.
All right. I'll be the tiebreaker here and I'll put it in good. So Jet Squelcher, angle shooter ink vac 200p.
Uh, I don't know. I think this will be good. I mean, it's. I feel like the angle shooter synergizes with it a little better than it does on Pro, but I don't know. I think it's good. I don't think it's like super great or anything, but I think it's a good fit for the weapon.
Yeah, I think the kit's fine. It kind of baffles me that like there's another weapon pair that like both had pretty identical kits for like being similar weapons, and like I'm
Yeah.
kind of shocked that like they gave 96 and Jet such similar kits when they're like pretty similar as weapons as well. So, but yeah, I think it'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Luna Blaster, Splat Bomb Zipcaster 180.
I mean, I think Luna's still gonna be bad, but like I don't know because this kit is so perfect for the weapon, but I still think Luna's gonna suck. So I don't know how to grade this.
Oh, I think Zipcaster's awful for the weapon. Like,
Really?
I think you essentially just have to like direct somebody with the Zipcaster line, which like I guess is true for any Zipcaster weapon, but like for at least like some of the mid-rangey Zipcaster, well, the one that exists that we know of, I feel like you could at least take higher up angles and like try to use height for that. But like Luna, you essentially Zipcaster feels just like a worse Zuka that puts you in danger. If that makes any sense, since you essentially
Yeah.
just have to lob yourself straight at people.
I mean, I guess if
Yeah.
you're like a mid-range Zipcaster user, then you could like pick a spot that's not right in their face, I suppose.
Yeah,
But
you can also get shot while you're moving towards them. So I feel like unless you're using this to
yeah,
like bully a charger who doesn't have a charge ready, you're just gonna get shot by most of these weapons.
Okay. Blaster, Autobomb Big Bubbler 180.
I don't like it for the weapon, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take a lot of support to make good, but like I don't know. I think like the Blaster's gonna get a decent amount of play just because the lack of RNG that seems to be with it. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
think Bucket's kits are so great and like Blasters are so iffy that I'm not really confident in any of the Blasters.
yeah, I don't know, cause it like it's like V Blaster and Splat 2. Like when it came out, it was still used, but the kit was not good for the weapon. I don't think this one's gonna be any better.
Yeah.
Range Blaster, Suction Bomb Wave Breaker 200p.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's gonna get Wave Breaker especially fast. It's 200p and it doesn't paint that well. And the suction bomb also takes a lot of ink. I mean, I think they could have done better with this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what sub I'd want for a range aside from a burst bomb. Because like if the
Yeah,
main weapon doesn't have its RNG fixed, I think this is going to be kind of bad. But I think Wavebreaker is a good special for it. It's just it's not going to get it very much.
yeah,
But like I think if like they play more conservatively, you can probably build up a couple just by throwing enough suctions. Because like yeah, forcing jumps as a blaster and also getting like 45 chip will make your indirects kill. So I think it's not. I don't think the weapon's going to be great, but I think like out of the aggressive blasters, this is by far the best one.
All right.
yeah. It's definitely better than V
So,
Blaster.
yeah. Clash Blaster has Splat Bomb Trizuka 180p.
I mean, that's such a good kit. I can't
Yeah,
complain
I think
about
this
that.
is a good kit for it. It's still a clash blaster, but like I think
And
it's fine.
do you think the kit makes it good, or is it not enough to save it and it's still bad?
I think it makes
Like,
it.
I think it's gonna have, like, 3 maps it's good on or something. Because like,
Yeah,
you kind of have to it's competing directly with, like, T-Tech or V-Shot with its kit, so I think in
I
most
think
cases, you're gonna be better off playing that.
it'll make it like not useless. It's not going to be good, but it'll at least if it had. I think if it had any other kit, then it wouldn't even have like a chance of being playable. To be honest.
Part of me is wondering, though, would Clash benefit from Squid Roll? Because like, if you
I
Squid
don't
Roll
think
against it, sure, you eat 1
I,
shot, but, like, it's gonna keep firing probably where you
that's
land, so, like,
true.
could it
Uh,
shred you pretty quick? Like, I feel like I don't know, still the
It
solution
could,
is just walk up and shoot them because it's a Clash Blaster, but I
and it
don't
has
know.
like it has a 90 frame kill time if it doesn't hit a direct. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's something to think about.
it might make squid
Rapid
rolls worse
Blaster.
against it, but
Uh, I mean, maybe if someone's just spamming it, you whip out the Clash Blaster, I
I
guess,
mean,
but
like here's the thing. Like I
it might
think
just shoot you.
it's yes, it'll make squid rolls harder to use, but I also think that you could just not squid roll against it and you'll still kill it just
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. Rapid Blaster, Ink Mine, Triple Ink Strike, 200p.
I like the special. I mean, Inkmine is whatever, but it's you says 200p.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I'm gonna say I like this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I like it too. Like this kit, very similar on Split to the V Rapid and Splatoon 2, which was like great at launch. But I feel like this Rapid's gonna have a lot more competition, just like with
Yeah,
midlines in this game. But
it's like Slosher,
yeah,
which has a better sub and also has triple ink strike.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's bad, but I'll put it in good. I'm excited to play this. I really like mine with Rapid, even though I think like being able to poke on retake is like kind of going to be a weakness on a lot of these bigger maps. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Rapid Blaster Pro, Toxic Mist, Ink Vacuum, 180.
I mean, I think this is like. I feel like. I mean, like by themselves, I don't love these, but I think when you put it on a rapid, I think it's good because it just makes rapid like the ultimate zoning weapon. Like you put a mist down and then you just block off choke points. And then the vacuum also just prevents them from being able to do anything in a certain choke point. So I think for the weapon is actually pretty good.
Yeah, again, like the other rapid, there's like a lot of competition for the niche it's filling, but I think the kit's pretty good, so I'm gonna say it's good.
L3, Curling Bomb Crab Tank, 200.
Uh, I mean, I think burst palm would have been better, but I think overall it's a pretty good kit. I mean, it definitely, I think it benefits from the curling just because it's normally, I don't think it's got that much mobility, at least as far as swimming goes. So I think the curling definitely helps with that. But I mean, I would have preferred a burst bomb or something else, but I'll still put it in good.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning bad just because, like K Pro earlier, it's like competing with Splash, and Doolies to an extent,
Yeah,
just like with Crab Slayer. I definitely think it's better than Pro, but
the paint's
I don't
so
know. I
much
know
better than
Chara like
pro, but
said it was like fully outclassed in the tier list that came up today, but I'd still think like L3, like even with I don't know. I think it's not hurt as much as Splash is by the removal of MPU.
yeah.
And I think it could use its zoning on some maps to be pretty good. So I'll put it in good. Like I think I'll play this, but
I mean,
Splash is probably going to be better in most cases.
I don't think it'll be completely outclassed just because it'll probably have a better matchup against like Try or maybe other sloshers too compared to what a Splash has. So I think there is a
Yeah,
reason in some situations to play it over Splash.
H3, Point Sensor Tacticooler, 200p.
200p. Um, I don't know. I think Tacticooler is good on it, but I really had to give it a sensor. I feel like it's just worse than Enzap to be honest. I don't know.
yeah, I agree with that for every tactical or weapon. Like I don't know, unless you like really want a little bit of range in your comp, then like I don't see you using this. Like Sensor, I feel like was a death sentence for it.
Yeah.
Squeezer, Splash Wall Trizuka 200p.
I think that's a pretty good kit for it. I mean,
If Squeezer doesn't have major changes, you could literally give any kit to it, and I'd say it's fine.
yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this kit is good for it, just because like trying to approach a squeezer with a wall is it's gonna be essentially impossible to do. Like it's already hard to approach a squeezer, but when it has a wall too, it's just gonna be almost
I think with
impossible.
the new roll mechanics, also like Squeezer needs something like I don't know. A
Yeah.
funny nerf that I've heard a friend say is like make it so it can't do like its long range mode when it's in the air. Because like I think it's going to be a
Yeah,
menace unless you give it more RNG just with these
that's true.
squid roll mechanics
Yeah,
and some of that.
I hope they do. But I mean, if you think the other thing about the wall that people that haven't heard anyone talk about, it's kind of like a safeguard against someone who's trying to like squid roll towards you. So like if a splash or a T-Deck is trying to squid roll towards you, it blocks them from doing that. Because that's how
Yeah.
most short range weapons are going to try to fight it. Because that's how it is in Splat 2. So being able to
Yeah.
stop that, I think, is really powerful for it.
All right. Carbon Roller. Autobomb Zipcaster 180.
I mean, it's kind of like Luna, but it has a worse sub. I don't know. I really don't like auto on Carbon. I don't like this one, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen players with like Lost make the auto carbon work in this game, but like I think it's working because Lost is a good player, not because the kit's good. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's not
Yeah.
go
working
with
because of
bad
the
for
auto
this one.
bomb. It's working because of the
Yeah.
main weapon.
I don't know. I still think Carbon could be fun just with the new movement stuff, but like I think there's better weapons in its niche right now.
All right. Splat Roller. Curling Bomb Big Bubbler 180.
Man, I don't know why they gave this big bubbler. I think curling bomb is good in roller, but I feel like big bubbler is not it for this. I'm gonna say bad.
Oh, I'm gonna say good then. I think this is maybe the best roller kit, like just because like curling's obviously good for it. But like I don't know, I kind of wish I really hope an ink brush gets big bubbler at some point, just because I think like setting that up in a team's backline or like getting behind somebody and setting it up, which roller isn't as good as ink brush, is still pretty huge. And like I don't know, it just forces people to spend a lot of resources getting rid of the roller more than you usually have with splashdown. And also like the bubbler's range, like you have to walk into it if you want to kill the roller fast, and I feel like that just benefits the roller even more. Um, so like I think it's gonna be I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I don't know if roller's gonna be top tier, but like I think this is the kit I would give to it if I wanted it to like see some play.
Yeah. I'm gonna tie break. I'm gonna say it's good. I think it's gonna be like I don't know, essentially like its role is gonna be different from just shark can get killed to disrupt the backline, which I think is perfect. So moving on to Dynamo Roller, Sprinkler, Tacticooler 190.
There's literally zero reason to play this over NZAP. And H3 is H3
Yeah.
is literally better than this too.
Yeah, I think they're. I don't know. I'd have to like see a map that really benefits Dynamo position wise, but also I don't like tactical as a special for it because like sure it's like a supportive special, which is like what Dynamo's supposed to do, but like Dynamo has to get near its teammates to get benefit from the cooler, and like Dynamo is
It's
generally
supposed
really
to be
picky with where it stands.
yeah,
So it's
exactly.
just like, are you gonna hold forward with Dynamo to give your teams the drink, or are just your whole team just gonna have to come back to you to pick it up?
Yeah,
Like you know, if you plan around like where the Dynamo's going to stand, I think you could get use out of it on some maps, but I'm not. I don't think it's good.
it's super map dependent because you need to be not only do you have to have a map where it's like worth playing Dynamo in the first place, where you have angles, but it has to be a map where the position where you get value is like you said, it has to be a place where it's not super inconvenient for you to go get the tacticooler boost from it. So
Yeah, I really wish they gave Dynamo like its V kit in Splatoon 2. I think like Mine Killer Whale would have been fine on it, but
yeah, that would have been
I'm not a
good.
huge fan of this.
Okay. Flingza, Ink Mine Tenno Missiles,
Good.
200p.
Yeah, it has missiles, so I mean, it doesn't matter what
Yeah.
sub it has.
All right.
It is the missile.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Ink Brush, Splat Bomb, Killer Whale 5.1, 180p.
I think it's good. I mean, I don't think Killer Whale like Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I don't. Killer Whale, I think, is weird on such a short range weapon, but I feel like it's brush. I mean, Killer Whale is gonna be such a good special anyway. It doesn't even matter.
What do you say the special cost was?
180.
I think
Oh,
that's
that's
I don't know. That's pretty good. I
180.
think because
That's pretty good.
Inkbrush
Yeah.
paints way better than I don't know. I think people underrate Inkbrush's painting power just because it can't really paint in useful areas without putting itself in danger. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I think on retake or defense on a lot of maps, just being able to get a quick killer whale is going to be pretty useful.
it's gonna get
And
it faster than 52. So
yeah, so like, and it can also like get behind you and paint for its whale, and then use the whale from behind you. Just
yeah,
because it's essentially the closest thing we have to a global special in the missiles. So yeah, I think this could be a really annoying weapon. I'll say good.
Octobrush, Suction Bomb Zip Caster, 200p.
uh, I like the kit for the weapon. I just don't know. I feel like they could have given it a better special. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I wish it had inkjet or something. I feel like how many inkjet weapons are even in this game? I feel like there's none, but
I think there's only
I
one
feel
at
like we
launch. I
haven't
think it.
seen one yet.
I think
Yeah.
there's no. I think there's two. It's ballpoint and try. I think those are the only two at
yeah,
launch.
you're right. I just looked.
We
Yeah, I
haven't
don't
gotten
know.
there yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish this thing got inkjet. I don't know. I think it's better fit for Zipcaster than
Then Luna.
Luna, but
Yeah, I think
and
so.
Carbon, but like I'm not a fan of it. Like I think V Roller, I don't know. It's could have like something like I mentioned with Clash, where like all that chip damage and like an area of effect could like mess with people who are trying to roll on you. But this is like in the middle for me. But I'll go bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Squiffer, Point Sensor, Big Bubbler, 190.
This is pretty terrible.
L.
Yeah.
L.
I hope
Yeah.
they buff Swiffer as a main weapon because like without MPU, I think it's going to be a rough day for Swiffer players.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Splat Charger, Splat Bomb, Inkvac, 200p.
Uh, I really like it. I mean, I think the Inkvac is good for spot zones, especially just supportive special that lets you prevent the other team from spamming stuff. And the splat bomb is pretty. I like splat bomb on chargers. It's just good for keeping people off you when they try to rush you. So I like it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like I think it was a healthy get for Charger. I feel like the high level Charger players would probably rather just be shooting people on defense or instead of like
Yeah,
using their ink vac. But like I think if Charger's running the tower, ink vacs are really useful. Yeah, I think it's gonna be awkward on some modes. But Charger's
that's
kind of
just how
awkward on
charger is.
offense for like Rainmaker and some modes in general. But yeah, I think this is a fine kit for it.
All right. E Leader, Ink Mine, Wavebreaker.
See, I don't like this because I don't think the wave breaker actually has enough range for it to. Because like
Yeah.
it does. It has too little range for you to be able to use it without putting yourself in danger. I feel like.
I I don't know. I like the kit in general. Like I don't like it in terms of like I think it's going to be busted, but like I don't want E-Liter to get like missiles or killer whale. So like I think this is the
That's
best
true.
healthy special they could have given it.
I mean, yeah, that's
Um,
true.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be weird how you place it, and like I feel like the leader by itself doesn't benefit a whole lot from people jumping. But I guess it will reveal stuff, but it already has mines for that.
I mean, it does benefit.
Um,
I mean, I guess it does benefit from jumps because it makes it. Well, maybe not so much in this game because you can roll, but like you can just because in spot two, if they jump, you can just wait for them to land and shoot them. But I don't
But
know.
yeah, you're gonna have to be playing kind of up to put this down, or like it'll probably just be like you swim up to your team, put it down, but go back to your position. But
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I'm saying is
it's
like you got to waste a lot of time to be able to set it up correctly because you don't want to play in the spot where the wave breaker is actually going to be put down.
yeah, like I feel like this and the other charger kit are gonna definitely get use like on launch. I just feel like it's not gonna take long for a better charger kit for one of these two
Yeah,
to replace them.
Bamboo, Autobomb, Killer Whale, 5.1, 200p.
um, I know bamboo players did. Some bamboo players didn't like this, but I don't think it's terrible to be honest. I mean, the killer whale is going to be good on it. How much do you say it costs?
200.
200. I mean, it still paints fairly well, so it's not gonna take forever to get it. It's I don't know. I'll say it's good. It's bamboo. The killer whale is gonna be good. I don't think the auto bomb ruins it.
Yeah, this is the closest thing to a backline with Killer Whale, so I think that on its own is good. I just think Bamboo without MPU is going to be rough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And without like a fast bomb, like even a splat bomb, I feel like would help it a lot just in getting quick chip out because auto takes forever to explode. But yeah, I don't think it's a great kit for it, but I think it's a healthy kit. Like kind of just like all the fast charger kits. It's like I don't want these things to get busted kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burst bomb missile
YouTuber.
evader.
First bomb missile evader. That's gonna be fun. So next we have everyone's favorite weapon, YouTuber with torpedo, 10 missiles, and it's 200p.
I think torpedo is such a stupid sub on this weapon. To be honest, like, what are you getting out of that? And the missiles,
So they
it's
have
like
to,
I just don't understand. There's gonna be so many better missile weapons. If you don't think Flings is better than YouTuber, there will be other weapons that are better. So unless the main
I
weapon got
mean,
a buff, then I don't think it's.
yeah, it's a good kit, but like I I don't know. I feel like you just have to be a real big GooTuber fan to play it. I don't know. I'm curious what its paint looks like because like I've heard people say GooTuber paint isn't as bad as you think. You just never see it because it's GooTuber and it
Yeah.
has nothing to paint for in this game.
Well,
So like
to be
I think it could
fair,
be okay, but I'm not expecting much from it.
MPU is not a thing. So with Swiffer, because I think Swiffer being so much
Yeah,
better
that's right.
is why people didn't play it. So I mean, maybe people will use it now that Swiffer is indirectly nerfed, but if not, then I don't see this being used.
Mm.
All right. Next we have Slosher with Splat Bomb, Triple Ink Strike. It's 200p.
That's that's an amazing kit for it.
Yeah, I feel like this is a dream kit for sloshers.
Awesome. Try Slosher with Toxic Mist, Inkjet, and 190p.
Uh, I mean, it's the same kit that Splash had. I feel like I like it. I think Inkjet's. It's nice to see try get an actual aggressive special since that's how the weapon is mostly played instead of a support
Yeah,
special.
I think this is a fun kit, but like I feel like it's hard outclassed by the other two sloshers in most modes. So like I'm
Yeah.
gonna say bad just because like you're gonna be play the other two. And like I don't know, on the off chance that Inkjet is amazing in this game and they've actually buffed it and didn't tell us and we haven't figured it out yet, and it's good despite armor not being there. Sure, this would be the Inkjet weapon, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Sloshing Machine, Fizzy Bomb, Booyah Bomb, 200p.
That's so broken. Why did they give it Booyah?
Yeah, I'm hoping Booyah's nerfed. Is this the first Booyah weapon we come across? Because like I
Yeah, it
Yeah.
think
is.
people have like looked at footage that
It
suggested
looks
it's nerfed in its
ridiculous.
painting, but
No,
yeah,
I don't
this
know.
could be a problem.
I saw the video of the Booyah. It did not look nerfed at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Blablobber with Sprinkler, Inkstorm, 190p. Is this just its regular
Yeah, this sounds like
It,
kit?
what
it
it
took
had
the
in.
sub from the deco and the
Oh,
special
yeah.
from the so to make the
Yeah.
most boring possible kit for it.
It's.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's boring, but I mean, if you just want to use it as like a paint spam weapon, then I think it's fine. I don't know. I don't really have any. I don't play Blob, so I don't really know. I feel like this is fine for it, but I don't really know how Blob
Yeah, I
feels.
think Blob is the one main weapon in the game where the kits matter the least for it. Sure, I want a different special on it, but like I don't think it's bad. So I'll say good because they didn't give it Zipcaster.
If they
That'd be pretty
if they
bad.
gave that thing Zipcaster,
That'd be
um,
pretty awful. All right. Xplosher, Point Sensor, Inkstorm, 200p.
mm,
I'll go first, but like I mentioned earlier, I thought it was weird they gave Gal and 96 the same special. This is kind of the same situation. They gave the two
yeah.
like backline sloshers subs that don't do anything and Inkstorm.
Inkstorm.
I'm just like, I guess I'll paint the zone. I don't know. I just feel like Expo could be a fun weapon, but this is the most boring kit they could have gave it. I don't know. It's probably the best weapon to have point sensor. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad kit just because Expo is a great main weapon and it has a slightly better special now, but it's a very boring kit.
Yeah.
So wait, where are we putting it? Good or bad?
I'll put it in good with Blob just because they paint the map and they have range, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's really boring, and they gave it a they've given both weapons useless subs for the second game in a row. So
Yeah, I feel like if you asked me 2 weeks ago, like what weapons would you be excited for in Splatoon 2, I'd be like, oh, Explo and Blob, because like if you give them different kits, they could be
and
really
now you're
spicy. And
not
yeah,
as excited.
there's like probably 10 weapons I'm gonna play, and neither of these two are on them.
Yeah. Okay. Mini Splatling, Burst Bomb, Ultra Stamp, 180.
I'm gonna say it's good. I mean, Ultra Stamp is like hit or miss, but the Burst Bomb is really good on it, and I think if you're good with Ultra Stamp, then you can make it work.
Yeah, mini with a burst bomb, I'm sold. Like 180 for Stamp 2 could be pretty obnoxious,
Yeah, even if
just because of
Stamp's
how
not that good.
crazy the thing's paint is. But
Yeah, you can still spam it
I think
even if
Stamp's
it's.
going to be a bit better in this game. We'll see though.
They
Maybe they'll
they
fix
buffed
this in
the
talks.
hammer throw does more damage now, so you can like. I mean, I don't think it's gonna help that much, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Heavy Splatling, Sprinkler, Wave Breaker, 200p.
I think it's better at using Wave Breaker than U-Eater is.
yeah, I'd agree with that.
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to put it in bad just because it seems like the most boring of the like long range
I
flatlings
know.
kits. Like I don't know. I think heavy just in general as a weapon, like if you practice it and are good with the spacing and range and aim and all that, like you can
The
get
kit doesn't
really far with
matter.
it, despite it's kind of mediocre kits in this game. So I feel like that this next game is going to be the same thing, where it's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of weapon.
Yeah, they've never given a heavy a lethal sub, I don't think, right? In any
Yeah, I
game?
don't think it needs one. I think like
Yeah.
Wave Breaker's an okay special for it.
Yeah. It's definitely
So
better than leader at using it, I think. And you'll get it. Well, it'll probably be about the same at getting it, but I think it's okay.
yeah, I just think it's
Hydra.
going to get bullied by some of these other long range weapons. What are you saying?
Yeah, as a
Speaking
main
of
one.
getting bullied, I think it's
Exactly.
gonna get bullied. It's gonna get bullied by Hydra. Autobomb, Booyah Bomb, 190p.
Why did they give this auto bomb? I
I
mean,
don't
what do
You
you
even
got to
think
think?
the
nerf
sub
it somehow.
matters.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't think it
But
matters.
didn't they already nerf the range? I mean, I'll just say it's good just because it has Booyah Bomb. But I mean, it's auto bomb. Whatever. I guess that stuff doesn't matter.
so like I think Hydra is kind of underrated in this game, but like it's obviously bad now because there's like 20 missiles targeting it per game. But like in a world where there aren't 20 missiles on the Hydra and the Hydra has a good special, like I think that's pretty good. So I like this is the reason why I said heavy's bad, just because I feel like Hydra is going to be way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ballpoint, Fizzy Bomb, Inkjet, 200p.
That's no, I don't like
I
it.
think this is really.
No, what do you mean?
I think this is
How?
hilarious.
I agree.
I think
Really?
we're going
Man, you
back
gotta charge up.
to
You gotta
like
charge up a fizzy, and then you gotta charge up the main weapon. That sounds so jank.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a. I don't know. I think it'll still get play because ballpoint's ballpoint. But yeah, I'd say this is a bad kit for it. But it is very funny. I'm kind of curious, like how fast you can combo with Fizzy if you're like in the short range mode. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I
That's
don't know
what I'm
if
saying. I
if
think we're
you know
going back
Rydia, but
to
You
when
might
this
just
kit came out, he
you might just
tweeted,
have to
"I'm
like
going to cut my throat with a chainsaw just
I
because of
know
how bad it looks."
you might just have to like lob the fizzy like just run sub power up, lob it in the air so that by the time you're charged, the fizzy is actually rolling on the ground or
Yeah,
something. I don't even know. And Inkjet is like I don't think it's I don't think Inkjet is the super good fit with it. I mean, you
it
already have a
exists.
it's not terrible, but you already have a weapon with a lot of range. Well, you don't really need the Inkjet, I don't think.
I think we're just gonna see a bunch of like front range like ballpoint players, kind of like how it was before in Splatoon before it got
Well,
nerfed.
okay,
It's just a T
there's not
tech.
going to be
Is
MPU though. There's no
is
MPU.
ballpoint going
Yeah,
to be the new Nautilus though? Because we're about to get to that, but those
yeah.
Nautilus mains need something to play, so might as well play this one.
Nautilus Nautilus
I mean,
47 got point sensor Inkstorm 190.
it's so like this is not a supportive weapon. Why are they giving it a supportive kit?
I
Yeah.
don't think it's nearly as bad as like Swift's kit, but also I think Nautilus is just a really good main weapon. And like making it slightly less of a paint liability, like sure, like I'd rather have an Inkjet or Baller or something to stay alive, or Crab Tank would be fantastic. But I mean, I think this is a healthy kit for Nautilus. I don't think it's good, but I still think Nautilus will be good in spite of it.
Yeah.
To me, I don't get like Splatoon 2 weapons coming into this game and then having an exclusively Splatoon 2 kit. Like the sub and the special are exclusively Splatoon 2.
Yeah,
I just feel like it doesn't. I don't know.
I mean, there's so many weapons in the game that it's gonna happen some of the time. Plus, they want to keep all the new like cool kits with the new specials and subs. Probably saved it for later. I don't know. I
it
can
just
understand
feels
that.
like they're like, we don't know how good this weapon's going to be in the game. Let's just slap Storm on it. Like it's what they did with Blob and Explo. It's just good
Yeah.
main weapons. Give them Storm because
They're
it does
just
something at least.
they're just playing it safe, and then when they see how the weapon plays out, then they'll decide what kits they actually want to give it later on.
Dapple Doolies, Beacon Tacticooler.
Well, it's not gonna be busted like people thought it was. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's not as good as aggression, as shot, splash, stuff like that. And it's not as good at getting tacticooler and being supportive as Enzop. It's just I think it's just a weapon that doesn't really know what it wants to be. So I don't think I'm a fan of this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say bad. I know some people are saying, "Oh, you die, get another drink, jump back in," and I'm just
You
like,
can't do that. You can
yeah,
only
even if
pick
you
up
could
one.
do that,
You can only
your
grab one
game plan
drink.
revolves around you jumping to a very obvious spot where you've
Yeah.
already died to die. Like I don't know, you're wasting time, but
That's
like
true.
I feel like
Yeah.
That
people,
sounds like
and you're
that
playing
sounds like a red
Dapple
shell
Dooley with
strat.
no sub, but like I, I don't think you thought this through. But we'll see. There'll probably be like some top level teams that get away with running this on like TC or Rainmaker, but
I feel like the Dapple players that like to play it more supportive, I think they might genuinely have a field day and they might have like come up with
yeah,
like some really crazy like push ideas of like setting up somewhere and sure just going in.
yeah. I don't know. I was talking to Shar who plays Dapples, and like she mentioned that like clears have way higher usage rate than the other two in solos. So like it's bizarre that they're going all in on making this a supportive weapon when it seems that is, I don't know, just from an
Not
appearance
what
wise,
people
I
want to do.
imagine it be an aggro weapon, and people obviously like to play it aggro despite it having splashdown. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, it just seems
the
pretty
thing
weird.
is, it paints good, but it doesn't paint as well as like Junior or Zap, and it doesn't like, and it's I don't even know. I feel like for Dapples, you kind of have to. They just need to go all out aggro on it, and they just even a Splat 2. I mean, Torpedo Splash on is not exactly like the pinnacle of aggressive kits, so I don't know. They needed to give
Yeah,
it something more aggressive, I
I
think.
think they should have given it Bubbler, at least have a niche over Junior, and
Yeah,
like
Bubbler
it
would
can
have been
fight
good.
better. But I think Beacon Bubbler would be a fun support kit for it. Like let it be in the
Yeah,
back lines more. But yeah, tactically you also have to stay with your team, and I feel like Dabbles is more of a
it's not.
I'm
It's
just
more of a.
gonna
Yeah, it's more of like
run
a
around in the
flanking
flanks.
support.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Splat Doolies, Suction Bomb, Crab Tank, 200p.
I think this is really good. This is something I want to try when I
Yeah,
play.
I'm glad Dooley got a good kit.
All right. Booga Doolies, Splash Ball, Booyah Bomb, 180p.
Well, if Splat 2 was any lesson, then we already know that this is going to be really stupid to play against. But at least it's on a weapon that has to roll before it gets access to its broken two-shot kill. So I think it'll at least be more balanced. But yeah, it's a very good
Yeah,
kit.
it's gonna be really obnoxious to play against, but like I don't think it's as overwhelming as Kgal is right now, nor will it
Yeah.
get close to that with how slow Lugas are. So I'm happy with this.
It also doesn't pain as well, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Dually Squelchers with Splat Bomb Wavebreaker, 200p.
I actually like this kit a lot. I mean, I know CDS players might have wanted something more aggro, but I think the Wavebreaker works perfectly because it plays it like right at the range where you'd want to put the Wavebreaker down. And Splat Bomb is obviously very good for it. I know CDS sometimes has problems with like having enough ink to throw bombs, but without MPU having to be ran in this game, I think you can manage that. Like if you want to have a bomb, if you want to be able to use the bomb, you can run some ink efficiency, whatever. I think this is good.
Yeah, I think this is by far like the best kit Wavebreaker's on. yeah, I'm probably good. This is probably going to be like one of the weapons I gravitate to day one, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Okay. Tetras with Autobomb Reef Slider 200p.
Well, it's not splashdown, so I think this is automatically good.
Yeah, Tetris I think also does benefit a lot from MPU not existing anymore. So like
Yeah,
Pro and Bamboo are both kind of in mediocre places. It looks like, or just not nearly as oppressive as they are to it right now. So
yeah.
having them be weaker and having it have a good special now, I think's pretty good.
Brella with Sprinkler and Triple Ink Strike 200p.
Sprinkler and triple ink strike.
Yeah.
Um, I'll say this. I'll say it's good. The sprinkler. I don't love sprinkler, but the triple ink strike's really good, and yeah, I'll say it's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say anything with Triple Link Strike, I'm gonna say is good. Like it just looks fantastic in the trailers, and like Brella's gonna get the most of them out of the three weapons that have it. So even if it's like fighting potential is still pretty gutted from like what it used to be, I still think like being able to fire off like 7 of those per game is going to be pretty crazy.
Okay. Pent with Squid Beacon and Inkvac for 190p.
Uh, I think it's a good supportive kit for it. It really emphasizes its role as a tank. I think I'd say this is good.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch this. Like we finally have a real tank weapon in this game. So yeah, great kit. I don't think it's going to be as like oppressive as everyone thinks it will, but I'm excited to see this get play. I think it's good.
All right. Undercover Brella Inkmine Reef Slider 180.
I, I don't like this at all.
I
Why
think
not?
they just rolled a dice and chose these two things with it. It's just like what is why did they give it Ink Mine? Like out of the three subs it has in this game, that's by far the worst one. And then like Reef Slider, okay, I guess I'll dive
It's just,
in
I guess it's supposed
and
to be
get shot
vanilla
in the face.
undercover, I guess, but
Yeah, I I don't know. I was playing Undercover in Scrim a couple days ago, and it was I don't know. I think the Torp makes it an underrated like frontline, like not in the traditional sense, but like it's really
like a
fun with
supportive
Torp or
frontline.
Burst. But it needs one of those two, and it can be a really fun weapon. And
Yeah,
they did not give it either of those to it.
I wish they would have given it like Torp bubble, and then it would have been like a tank with the distraction of the torpedo. That would have been cool, but no.
Yeah, if I could redesign one kit, it'd be this one. This just feels like the most kick in the face to us 10 Undercover Brella fans.
Yeah. All right. So the last three are the new kits or the new weapons. Tri-Stringer with Toxic Mist, Killer Whale, 200p.
I don't think Tri-Stringer as a weapon is going to be good, but I think this is a good kit for it. I think the mist
Yeah,
helps
I
because
go on.
like because the mist because it looks like it's going to be hard to actually hit people and one shot them or kill them reliably. So I think the mist is going to help a lot with that. And then obviously Will is very good on a weapon with fairly good range.
Yeah, I think the kit's really good for it. I think like if this thing had, I hope that secondary kit gets burst because like I think burst with your like quick tap shots could be like really good for a get off me tool for this or even ink mine.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think it's a pretty versatile weapon. But yeah, as you said, I think it's gonna kind of be hard to like compete with some of the other mid lines. But yeah, I think it's
yeah.
good kit for it at least. They're giving it a fighting chance at the gate.
All right. Splatana with or the Splatana Stamper. Um, so I guess this is the chainsaw one with Burst Bomb, Zipcaster, 200p.
Hmm. I guess it'll depend on how well the charge shots work with the Zipcaster. I mean, I don't know. This is hard. I really like the burst bomb for it though, so I guess I'll say good.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so few burst bomb weapons in this game too. I think it's only this mini and something else I forgot about. Um, but yeah, I think Splash. But yeah, I think out of the Zipcaster weapons, this by far makes the most sense because I think the charge could be pretty dangerous, and also like you have like quick chip to follow up with like burst damage from the Zipcaster itself through your burst
Yeah.
bomb. Actually, no, you lose your burst bomb, but still your main weapon can hopefully do the job. But um, Yeah, I don't know if it'll be. I think it's going to be like pretty niche and something you have to build around, but I think it's good.
All right.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the Splatana Wiper with Torpedo Ultra Stamp 180.
Uh, hmm. I definitely don't like this one as much. Um, I don't know. What do you think about this one? I'm not sure.
I think the kit's really good for it. Just because I feel like being able to draw fire away using your torp gives you time to close distance with it, or you can just roll it and like combo with like I think that's like one or two less slices you have to do.
Yeah.
Hammer's kind of whatever. I don't know. This is like not a weapon I see myself playing, but like I think for the carbon players or like those brush players who like maybe aren't happy with their kits in this game, this is I feel like is a great starting weapon for them or something they could probably get a lot of use out of.
I mean, I think
Uh,
the stamp synergizes decent with it. I don't think it's the
Hmm.
worst thing.
okay. So we finished all of them. We put 23 weapons in bad, and we put 28 weapons in good. So we think there are more good weapons and kits than bad ones.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Yeah, a lot of the bad kits too. I don't think I feel like there's only like 6 or 7 that are like actively bad.
The rest of
Just
them
I
are
feel like
just
there's just a lot that are
outclass.
look at classed
Yeah.
on starting. Were there any like weapons or like kits you were particularly excited or disappointed in, David?
Um, I was just hoping, like, it feels like Tacticooler from what I'm looking at, like H3 Dynamo and Zap. Like, it feels like it was meant to be the armor replacement, but then they gave Junior Big Bubbler, and then like they put Big Bubbler on like other aggro weapons. So just because I'm a junior main jerk, I would say
Yeah,
even one trick almost. Um, that like it seemed weird. It was like, oh, this is the support special. No, 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 no. Never mind. We changed. We're not doing that. And then junior just kind of I don't know what they expect it. I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't know if they even going forward how they like nerf or buff Big Bubbler if it's based on how supportive it is at protecting the objective or how good it is at like being aggressive.
yeah. I think Big Bubbler is going to be pretty versatile at launch. Like I don't know if you said, but like, would you say Junior's kit's good or bad for it?
I think it's really good,
Okay,
but I
I'm
think
glad. I'm optimistic.
I think a lot of people are saying that the big bubbler itself isn't actually good because you could just swim in it. But like I look at it as
No, I
like
don't think that's.
I know I've made this joke before, but I genuinely think that Junior and the character I play in Overwatch, Winston, are like very comparable in how they make space. Um, because the actual gun itself is nothing. It's just like both of them are just tickle guns, whatever. But the kit itself is made on protecting teammates and making space. Um, and I feel like that's how it supports really well because in this game you just paint to do that, so it supports really well. And so I think like people don't realize how good a bubble, even if you can just walk out of it, like how good it is of displacement um for like the objective. If there's like a team fight going on, there's a bubble here. Like you can play around it. It's basically a 360 splash wall to play around with your teammates.
Yeah, I think
The
it's pretty
only
nuts.
thing, the only thing that might make it really bad is do bombs just blow up on it?
Yeah,
That's what
They
I wanted
do.
to know too.
I that's what I'm wondering because like I don't think we've seen bombs hit it. Also, is like the whole bubble vulnerable to damage, or is it only the top part?
It feels like it's only the top from the outside and, like,
Yeah,
underneath it, you can
I think it's
Okay,
only the top.
yeah, I'm pretty optimistic on bubble then. If that's how it works.
if
I don't.
bombs just blow up off it, it's gonna suck. I think it's gonna be I got a quad on my own teammates.
You just put it. You read where they're gonna throw it, and you just put the bomb out, and then they throw the bubble into the bomb.
Well, particularly with specials like Inkjet, the other, like, something like Killer Whale, how does it interact with it?
Yeah,
The what's the other Trizooka, like, if these weapons just kind of like, if they get blocked really well by it, like, I feel like, okay, it's genuinely just a bubble to counter like other teams like ultimates. Like it's literally awesome. Especially with how fast Junior can get it. It's like I always have a counter button. Um,
yeah.
but if these things blow up on it, or like just go through it somehow, or like particularly with the killer whales, what would go through it, or if you
Hmm.
could throw the tri strike in there, and like sure it's not going to do damage, but it's going to instantly break the bubble. Like I feel like that would suck.
Yeah, because the Inkzooka also pierces. The Inkzooka pierces through. I don't think it'll pierce through the big bubbler, but it pierces through like Inklings. You can
Yeah,
like it doesn't slow it down at all. So I don't know. I mean, maybe a direct on the shield will cause splash damage to someone who's standing next to it. I don't know how it works exactly, but I mean, if you're standing inside of it, then it's I don't know.
Also, like, do we know if like when you place a bubble down, like, is your ink special gauge down? Can you start building a new one? Because if you can, that's going to be pretty
That's kind of
fun.
busted.
Um, yeah, I don't know. We saw like 2 Rainmaker shots burst the bubble, so like I'm kind of scared other specials are going to shred it fast, but still, that's some utility. And like, I
I
know
mean, the ink.
Vac is better in theory for this role, but like you are still sacrificing a whole person to do that, and that person can be shot from the side. And like
Yeah, that's true.
Junior, you place your bubble down, and then I'm off to help my teammates. So
And you can still go off and take 2v1s with your team, or actually paint the ground, or throw bombs, whatever.
yeah,
I feel like so. Wait, so if the Rainmaker shot 2 shots, then like the Trizuka does 220 damage in with a direct, and I'm pretty sure the Hammer Throw also does that much with a direct. So like that sounds like it's gonna be super weak. I don't know.
yeah. Well, there might be damage multipliers as well. There's always
That's
weird
yeah,
multipliers for these
that's
sorts
true.
of objects.
Because I don't think the damage multipliers are something they've data mined yet. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I think that's everything, right? Every kit.
yeah, I'm gonna do all of them.
Okay. I mean, overall, I think they did a pretty good job with the kits. I would say personally. I mean, I know there's some weird ones like undercover or this,
That's not a
but
real weapon.
no, it's not. The shield doesn't
just give me a
exist.
torpedo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Kunder was actually really underrated. I feel like it wasn't broken, but it was actually like a really interesting, cool weapon. I feel like,
Yeah, if
and
it
I
didn't
wasn't
have
even the
ink
one that
armor,
played it.
I think it'd be fun. But
I didn't even play that weapon. And I thought the meta where Kunder was meta was fun, just because it was like the fights that you had with the Kunder were actually pretty fun, even with the Kunder on your team, because we had a Kunder one trick on our team at the time. So
Me, I'm the Kunder one trick.
nah, we're talking about Paladin here,
Yeah.
the Kunder one trick. I remember he used to one trick every weapon that was meta at the time. Whatever support was meta, he would one trick. When he first started out, he was playing Brella and CDS. Then when Kunder came out, he one tricked that. Then when they nerfed that, he started one tricking, I believe, Machine with the Fizzies, which isn't even really a support, but he started one tricking that. And then as soon as that got nerfed, he starts one tricking H3. Then finally, he's one tricking Junior.
I
The
feel
life
like
of a support.
In Splatoon 2, yeah, there was only one support that you can play that was basically viable, right?
Yeah,
And like sure, maybe it like there was like a period where you could play like Junior Zap 96, right? But like they all just
yeah,
did the same thing. It was just how you wanted to play them.
yeah,
I think in this game there's gonna like depending on what my team wants to do, I will pick Junior or NZAP. Not just okay, it's zone, so I'm gonna pick Junior, and it's tower, I'm gonna pick NZAP.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Like I'm actually gonna. I feel like I have more player agency. I'm gonna actually decide how to support. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Well, I mean, thank you guys for coming on to do this. I'd love to have you back again, Roundy, depending on what other guests we have. I think there's a lot of promise for this game. I'm really excited for everything that we've seen so far, the kits, the maps, um, the weapons, the movement options, all that stuff. So if you guys want to see more episodes of this, then make sure to follow, or I guess subscribe, because this is YouTube, and like the video, and we'll be sure to release more videos. We'll try to aim for, you say what, like once a week, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try to upload about once a week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, make sure that you go follow Roundy and David on their socials. I will link those in the description of the video. So go give both of them a follow. And that concludes this episode of the Skill Issue Podcast. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.